We are the Fashion Daddies.
Welcome to the Fashion Daddies podcast, where we talk about all things
Fashion,
figure skating,
and fabulousness.
Okay, Fashion Daddy Nick, the ice dance event took place.
Oy. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
Yeah, I needed... mind you, I don't think this was healthy of me, but it was not healthy to watch because I needed extra blood pressure pills, which I'm sure my doctor would have been like, you may not want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think that is advisable. I don't even know if that really works, but...
it didn't, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, and we watch, actually, in the morning, because we want to watch live. We're not going to wait for anything.
Where we are, we're in Los Angeles. In Milan, it happens at 8 o'clock at night. In LA, it's at 9 in the morning. So all we got, y'all, is a very strong pot of, or, Nescafe pot of coffee.
Yes.
And blood pressure pills. Yeah. Breakfast of Champions.
Well, I'm sure all of you know the results by now, but we're going to go over a little bit of the event. We don't usually talk about the event. We talk about only the costumes, but we're going to talk about the event because everybody else is.
Yeah.
So why not us? And we're probably much more informed than half of America.
That is very true. Like those little faces that pop up on the TikToks, and they're like, so, I just want to da-da-da. And you're like, you might want to sit down for this one.
So the results were Baudry and Cicerone for the gold.
France.
Chalk and Bates for the silver. And Piper and Gillis for the bronze.
Yay! Go Canada.
Yeah, and of course it was all very controversial. Well, let's start with exciting, fun part, which was Piper and Gillis.
For sure. I mean, to me, they were...
Gillis and Poirier.
Piper and Gillis.
Piper and Gillis.
We just created a new ice dance partnership. Hey, that's how they can continue on, because there's been a lot of questions whether any of these top three are going to continue on. But the Canadians can continue on with a new name.
The new team of Piper and Gillis.
I mean, come on now. Come on. Yes. That skate should, we should just, at the end of the Olympics, they always do an edit of all the top things that have happened. That should just be it.
Yes.
That and what's his name from Italy? Matteo Rizzo.
Yep.
Winning, for the team. Those two things, at least for us, because we're just figure skating, that's all we care about. But that brought my blood pressure level high, but in a positive way. Yeah.
They have had a season that was, I wouldn't say it was rough, because it was rough in the scoring. It was rough in the judging.
Right.
It was rough in what people were expecting from them going into the Olympics as one of the top three teams.
I don't think there was anything that they were doing that was like off kilter rough. It was like you said, and there's always sketchy drama with them judges that they said should have been ended when, the whole politics and Eastern Bloc versus Western Bloc and all that. But, some of those people are still there, or at least their nieces and nephews who ended up, nepotism being on the ISU. Hello. So, that thing, the virus is still there. I don't think they treated it. They thought they did, but I think it's there, and they fell prey to it.
Yeah.
And it was very obvious when you saw some of the scoring, and especially in different competitions where they would get like these high scores for certain things that they were doing, and then they wouldn't, and it was just like something's in the water here, and it ain't cute. And they knew it, and so did a lot of the other skaters and a lot of the fans who know the sport. They were like, this is sketchy.
Yeah. But the good news is they got the bronze.
Yeah.
They not just got the bronze, but they had to skate like of a lifetime.
Yeah.
It was exactly what they wanted, what they dreamed about, what they needed. Mm-hmm. It came on the heels of the amazing documentary Glitter and Gold.
Which, by the way, Daddy David, Netflix, y'all should give Daddy David a cut, because he has been texting and telling everyone,
literally from my mother to people across the country,
people who we work with on Project Runway, who are on TV but have nothing to do with figure skating. Like, by the 12th sending them there, by the 12th one, I was like, you need to get a cut. Because, you're telling everybody about this documentary, which, by the way, was great.
Yeah. And it tells the story of how Piper's mother passed away from cancer, how Piper has battled cancer, and how this free skate program was a tribute to her mother, who never got to see the original program, which was also Van Gogh inspired.
Yeah, Vincent was the name of it. Mm-hmm. And if you heard the music, it's a starry night.
Yes.
And so, it's inspired by the famous Vincent van Gogh painting, Starry Night, in which you can also see in her costume, which we will talk about. But we've seen this program in all the other competitions where they were judging all sketchy, and I wanted it. I wanted for my heartstrings to be pulled. I wanted to take me to the level that I always want from ice dance, and it really never got there until I watched it here.
Yeah. And I do think it's improved a lot. I don't know if the judges also watched the documentary.
And you think that might have?
Could have helped give him a little bump.
Right.
But that's speculation. And whether that's true or not, you truly could tell this was a skate that was better than any they had done this season. They were free, they were aggressive, emotional, not holding back.
No.
Just going for it.
And more importantly, they were checking off all the boxes when it came to the technicals.
Yeah.
And all the things that the judges, they gave them no room to really be sketchy. And if there was any room, there was probably how long are those free programs? 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe a minute and a half in where those judges are like, okay, we really can't. Romania, we got to cut the sketchiness right now.
Well, speaking of giving them no room, Chalk and Bates, although, you saw the nerves prior to the skate, I really didn't see any nerves in the skate.
No.
I thought that they were just in it.
They were skating for the gold.
They were locked in. They didn't give the judges an inch. But unfortunately, the judges took more than an inch. And they had an amazing skate. And like they said, they had 4 amazing skates, which they did. And you could see different, not styles, but every skate was a little bit different depending on the event, what was happening.
Yeah.
And this one just was filled with sort of a tension, but a good tension. I felt like they used it. And, sometimes we get down on Evan because Madison is such a star.
Yes.
And your eyes cannot leave her.
So powerful and strong, but
he was amazing. I mean, he really, really brought his emotion to these skates. I feel like he's never done.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was an anger.
Yeah.
And a fire, which I hadn't seen before. And let me just tell you, having the blood of a Latino and a Greek in my body, you are born with fire and anger. Sorry. And so, of course, when I see people of that descent skating to a flamenco or a paso doble, mija or mijo. Like, you know, in the beginning, he didn't bring it. No. It was like, oh, you know, I'm watching this white boy try and give you flamenco. Bless his heart. But this time, I was like, oh, okay, Barcelona. Yeah. You know, like, I think really it was just the anger and the passion of like, we are going to do everything we can to get this. And once again, you know, it showed through. It showed through.
And in the rhythm dance, I thought he had more expression.
Yes. He did.
And then, you know, that is just the emotion we feel. Obviously, all their levels were high. All their GOEs were high. But in the end, it wasn't enough.
I mean, every thing they did was bam, bam, bam. You know, you go through everything that they're supposed to do in a free dance, and they hit it. And on top of that, they hit it with a flourish of Madison Chalk in that skirt cape. Well, and it was just like, it to me, and I'm just saying this because I've gone through the photographs, it was a photographer's dream.
Yes.
That freeze, and that's something to be said, because I go through a lot of these figure skating. I for the last 20 years, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone through a lot of photographs doing the blogs and everything. And a lot of time, I would say 60 or higher %, it's very difficult to find a really good shot of the skaters skating. But with Chalk and Bates, it was like every single, because they literally were like pose, 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 pose. And not only were they doing that, but then they were actually doing the stuff that gets the point.
All this stuff.
Totally.
Incredible. It was incredible. And Baudry and Cicerone did not have their best skate. I'm going to steal from the run through, which we have listened to every night.
Yes. And thank you, by the way, for every night.
Thank you. And they are maybe the superior skaters, Baudry and Cicerone, as far as skating skills.
If you want to nitpick all the, you know, the blades and this and that.
And I have preferred their program this season, their free dance.
We have.
But it was not the best free skate of the night. With the mistakes, and you know, everybody has gone through it, and it
wasn't just the twizzles, which were glaring. I've heard from non-figure skating people. I've heard from straight men who'd rather watch you know, I don't know, snowboarding,
right?
And they're like, wait, and they saw the thing, and they're like, wait, that was a mistake.
That's a mistake.
Yeah, it was. But, you know, the judges decided not to really...
I mean, you know, questionable judging in figure skating has been around forever. It seems to be more apparent in ice dance than even any other discipline. And this season, it just seems rampant. And it's unfortunate. It's most unfortunate for the skaters, but it's unfortunate for the viewing audience and us. It's disappointing.
Right.
And not just because... I understand that ice dance is a sport that might be difficult to understand the intricacies of the moves, the point system. Right. I think that they are doing their best to explain it on the broadcast that we watch.
Right.
But most people go off of ice dance on emotion.
Yes.
What you're feeling, what you're seeing, how it makes you feel.
Right.
But there is no denying that the emotion that Chalk and Bates brought was as strong, if not stronger, than Baudry and Cicerone. And they had higher technical skills.
Yeah. Agreed.
And that's just, there's no way around that.
Agreed. I mean, Fournier, Baudry, and Cicerone, in the beginning, and we have said this, when we first saw that program, I mean, I lost it, because it was so sublime and so gorgeous. And again, it was one of those programs that just, it pulled me, and it pulled my heartstrings, but it pulled me. I felt like like if they were two beautiful whales in the sea, I was like a fish following them.
Yeah.
I did not get that this time around. They didn't have the passion, and you can have passion and you can have fieriness in their own way to this sort of program. I just didn't see it. It wasn't at the level. While Chalk and Bates were at a 12 out of 10, they were like a 7.5.
Yeah.
And it you know, and listen, I would have been like, tip my hat if he didn't F up on the twizzles. And I know there were a couple of things. And then again, I was thinking of the non-skating person watching. Did this get you? Yeah. And they didn't. So they didn't do enough to do that. And so, and I would have given it to them if they gave me the same that they did in the beginning of the season, that had me be that little fish following them. Yeah. I wasn't following them right now. I was like, get me out of here.
You're like, I'm going to swim onto another part of the ocean.
You know, I'm following 2 other whales, and they're wearing matador outfits.
All right. So enough about the recap.
That's it?
That's it. We're going to go, well, we're going to still talk about ice dance. We're just now going to segue into the costumes.
It's so frustrating.
I know, David. But there's nothing we can do about it. We can only enjoy the costumes.
Yes, we can enjoy the costume, but let me just tell you, I felt the pain from Madison, Chalk, and Evan at the end when they were standing there in the medals ceremony, and then, oh, girl, you have to watch the press conference. Yeah, those two, they had to put up with it, and Maddie's face again. I have been there where like, I do not want to be here, and I have a very transparent face, and she done had it.
It was steely.
It was steely. So steely. And I get it.
Barely looking to her left or her right. She was just straight on, and wow. Oh, okay. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we are going to give a bronze, silver, and gold in ice dance
for costumes.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay. So let's do the bronze. My bronze medalist.
From reverse order.
As
they say in the Miss World.
And this is talking about combining, like they do with the scores, the rhythm dance and the free skate. Okay. Looking at the two.
Okay.
And in my bronze medal position, it goes to the French team.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Out of all of them. Okay.
Yes.
Which French team? Sorry. Let's clarify this.
It is Lopareva and Brissard.
Oh,
Brissot.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay. I love them. I love her. She's been putting out some fun TikToks and Instagrams, but her fiery Annie Lennox looking red hair, and her facial expressions. I thought she pumped it up a notch for the Olympics, where it's like she wanted her cousins who were sitting in the nosebleed seats from France to not miss her.
No, it was she had a strong red going on from that bottle. L'Oreal number, I don't know.
Fiery red. Olympic red. They should call it.
And they just kind of, as far as costumes, we hadn't even talked about them this season.
Yeah.
They a little bit came out of nowhere for me, but when I watched them here, I just thought when you combined the rhythm dance and the free dance, they were the best.
Okay.
I thought that they were great with the...
Good enough to get the bronze.
Good enough to get the bronze. Yeah. And I loved the rhythm dance costumes. There was sort of a rocker vibe.
Okay.
In a deep lilac, more like a plum.
Okay.
Or a purple.
Yeah.
And he had faux leather pants, this jacket, open jacket. Hers was asymmetrical. It was really great. And the color went great with her hair, which if you're going to have that hair, you want to go.
Totally.
And then the free skate to Bjork, first of all, they were amazing. And the costumes just worked. Yeah. This, again, oceany blue. And it did look almost like coral across her body.
Yeah.
And I loved how simple he was, but then they brought it in on his sleeves.
Right.
I just great.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They're known for fun, kooky, very Eurovision, like, French. It's not just 90s music, it's like French 90s, you know? And, if you know your music, like French did disco, they did, this and that, but they do it in their own way that you're like, oh my God, I love it. You know, it's just got a special kind of French sass to it. I think they skated to Daft Punk, to their 90s program, and they just looked like they were out there at the club.
Yeah. And this is basically the way I wanted Guinard and Fabry to look.
Yeah.
I thought this would have been a little more elevated for them. And so when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is great.
Totally. And the Bjork ones, they gave me Iceland. They gave me, like the sky. They gave me that kind of look to it when you see it kind of very icy, like Ice Queen.
Yeah.
But, this queen is going to slash you with something. Lopareva. I thought, okay, that's good.
Okay, so what was your bronze?
So my bronze were different than the French team. My bronze goes to, in terms of costumes, drum roll, Canada.
Yeah.
Yay. Who also got the bronze.
Who else got the bronze?
Not the costumes. I gave them the bronze out of all the teams. I think more strongly for how I responded to the supermodel rhythm dance, which a lot of people didn't like. And, I guess either whether it's the music or the costumes, but I just thought they were so impacting, and there was fashion, there was style. He changed his top in terms of the costuming. Hers was inspired by a Thierry Mugler bodysuit, and it was a great bodysuit, and I thought hers was a great bodysuit. So I thought the costumes were so great, and the makeup and the details, the eyeliner, the smoky eye, all of those things. I think that really put it up a notch. I also liked the Vincent costumes, but not as much as the supermodel ones. And I think we've discussed this before, where like her dress, we just weren't big fans of it. It was, I think, if you agree with me, too long. I felt it was a little long. I did like the very direct and obvious inspiration, because she literally had Vincent van Gogh's painting printed. And on the other side of the coin of saying that, it's like you could have been a little more intelligent about putting that inspiration into the dress, but this was just like in your face.
I would have liked to have seen something a little more abstract. And then, yes, the length of the skirt, it seemed a little heavy. Again, for this skate, it didn't bother me, because it was such a great skate, and I think it all went. But yeah, that's why they didn't get my bronze. Okay.
All right.
So
moving on. Silver.
Your
silver goes to...
My silver goes to Olivia Smart and Tim Deek.
Oh, same here. We tied for silver.
And
you tell me why.
Well, they're undeniable. The Dune program for the free skate has been one of our favorites, and many people's favorites the whole season. And the costumes match the power of that skate. She's just bringing diva, the beautiful chiffon sand color drape, just like in the film, where it goes across her head into sort of a hood, how it's backless. I even love that it shows her tattoos
of the Olympic rings,
and just the placement of the beads and the draping. And then so this is Dune Part 2, and when they did Dune Part 1, he matched her in that sand color. Very airbrushed, uniform looking. He then had a second...
He looked like Timothée Chalamet.
Yes. And then he had a second one, a version of that, that was very similar in the sand color, airbrushed. Well, then they switched to this deep, deep, deep dark blue in the same uniform fashion. And I think it worked better. And I usually like it where they're exactly the same, because I think in ice dance it really helps unify them,
right?
And it can hide a few things with movements and arm placements. But in this case, I loved his dark blue.
Yeah, I loved it. I love the ombreing and the upper torso detail that you see, and then the gold trim that kind of matches, the gold and copper that you see on her, which I guess it's inspired by the spices in Dune. The draping, like you said, to me, her costume, even the first Dune in last season, but this one as well. This one, I think, was more high fashion.
Yeah.
And that's what I really loved about them, because to me, they reminded me of something from Olivier Rousteing of Balenciaga, formerly. Can I say
Balmain.
Oh, Balmain. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
Of Balmain. It was very Balmain. But they were designed by who, Daddy David?
They were designed by Madison Chalk.
And created by Matthew Caron.
Yeah.
A fabulous Montreal-based costume designer.
And Madison Chalk designed their rhythm dance costumes too. And those were quite sexy.
Plunging.
And what was the music?
It was Robbie Williams.
Oh, yeah.
With a little bit of George Michael, or Robbie Williams doing George Michael. So, yeah, they were both black with silver accents, right?
Had, some silver accents. Hers was very Bob Mackie to me.
And it was a costume change.
Yes.
From what she wore in the past to the same program.
Yes. And it, again, like I said, sexy.
Yeah.
Kind of Bob Mackie, fringy on the bottom, just revealing all the right things.
All sequined. It was very much like you could just see Cher wearing this dress while there were the backup dancers, but nobody was looking at the backup dancers because she was sitting there just shaking and shimmying to this little shiny sequined dress with an uneven hem. It was very, very much so. Yeah, I loved him. I mean, his plunging neckline.
I know.
Hello.
You can't go wrong with
now, in addition to them getting the second best costumes for us, just a little bit of inside dish. Last year at the ISU figure skating awards, they won for best costume.
Oh, they did.
Yes, for Dune, for their previous. So that's how good they were, and especially the Dune costume.
That'll be interesting. Who wins
this one?
Well,
these were great.
They were great.
They were, to me, again, it was the Dune one that got it.
Yeah.
And as fashion designers, it just gave me high fashion.
Yeah.
It didn't give me costume, sparkles.
Yeah. And the rhythm dance, I don't know how 90s it really was, but we'll forgive it because they look so good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're here at our gold medal.
The gold medal. We're giving out the gold medal for the ice dance best costume design for the Milano-Cortina Olympics. And the winners are
Chalk and Bates.
Yay.
Maybe this will be a consolation prize. They're like, oh, thanks. Okay, so obviously we said it in our last podcast, but the free skate costumes our free dance costumes were they're iconic. They, like you said, every photo was picture perfect because she was striking the poses with the skirt. And then she also gets a gold medal for the amount of time she changed that skirt. I mean, I think there were...
You lost count?
Either 4 or 5.
Yeah. It started out all black. Or no, it started out black.
No, black with red.
And then it went to all black.
All black.
This is after a lot of people poo-pooing said, oh, the red is it's too distractive.
Yeah.
Too much distraction. Too long. And so then she just went all black. And then
it went back to black with red lining, but I don't know if it was the same as the original or a new one.
Maybe a little shorter.
Yeah. And then the final one was the ombre.
Yeah, so
from black to red.
We have our bestie, Johnny. Shout out to Johnny, who doesn't even listen to the podcast, by the way. Love him. He is in Milano-Cortina, and because he's there, we wake up, right, Daddy David, to a bunch of photos and videos from the arena.
Yeah.
Because he's there. He done bought tickets, and he sends them to us all across, halfway across the world to us in LA. And so we see, and all of a sudden he had a video of her doing practice and in this new skirt. I was like, new costume!
New skirt. He's like our on location reporter. We have a whole team.
I know.
On location team. Well, so, and then Evan actually changed his top too. Mm-hmm. It was, he went from brown, a blackish brown, with a nudie cream.
Yeah.
Then he went to all black, so they were both in all black. And then for the team event, he was also all black. Mm-hmm. And for this, his top was black, but with cream down the center of the arm.
Right.
And again, it was an upgrade to me.
Yeah.
It was great. It added just enough without being too much.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah, I especially loved, I think this is my favorite version, especially of Madison's, but both. I love the ombre, and when she turns around, you see the ombre. It just goes, it degrades, from dark to then the red. And to me, it just looked like it was dipped in blood.
Yeah.
And so I love that subtlety. And, in case you didn't know, he actually stepped on her skirt.
Yeah, he skated
over it in like a practice the day before or something to that effect, right? And it slashed it, and there's like video footage of it like safety pinned, and so literally they had to get another one. And I told Daddy David, I was like, wait, is Matthew Caron like there in Milano, and he brought an extra skirt? Or like, how do you, those are the things, like, that's why I will never ever create figure skating costumes as much as people want us to do, because I can't even imagine, like, I guess maybe you prepare. Maybe he's like, okay, I'm going to give you the top 3 skirts already cut, but here's 3 more in case something happens. And then you figure it out, how to sew it onto the waist and attach it.
Or were there just a bunch of separate costumes that were already? I don't know. Right. I don't know, but we would love to know. Mm-hmm. But I do, on top of a gold medal for the overall costume, I also want to give her a gold medal for her commitment to this skirt.
Yes.
And everybody saying, why is she doing this? Why is she, taking this risk? Blah, blah, blah.
She's going to trip on it at the Olympics. That's what's going to happen.
And why would she do this?
Yeah.
And it's going to be Madison and her obsession with costumes taking them down. Mm-hmm. Well, she proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, she did.
And she knew that this was going to make a moment, and
it made many moments.
and she did it, and wow, it really will be one that will be remembered.
It's gonna go for the books.
She brought it, and Evan brought it, and they were amazing.
Yeah.
Gold medal worthy in the skate, in the costume.
Yes, congratulations to her.
Yes.
Designed the costumes, and the house of Matthew Caron of Montreal for just creating these very stunning costumes that are now iconic. Like I said in the last podcast, they deserve to be in a museum.
Yep.
For sure.
All right. So that's it. We've given our awards out. We're on to the men's individual events. We've already had the short program.
We did.
We're going into the free skate.
So we'll give out awards also for men. A bronze, a silver, and a gold.
Yep.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Tell us your thoughts, and who did you think should have deserved a bronze, a silver, and a gold? And I have to say, can I give an honorable mention?
Sure.
Okay, Canada. I think it's L'Oreal and Lagac.
Oh, yes.
The snake.
The snake. That almost got my bronze medal. It really did.
Yeah.
They definitely deserve, we give pewter for the U.S. Nationals. So we'll give them the pewter.
A pewter costuming award. Yeah, that snake. I mean, I think David had to stop put the remote on pause and go right up. He goes, "Is that a snake?" OMG.
It was great.
It was great. It was great. So merci. Thank you.
Pewter for you.
L'Oreal to Lagac.
Yes. All right. Until next time, thanks for listening.
And happy figure skating. And let's hope, crossing my fingers, that it's not going to get any more stressful and that I'm not going to have to run out of blood pressure pills.
Yes. Yeah. And the scoring. Let's have some real, honest scoring.
Yeah, we're done with the I stance judges.
Yes.
Yes. Go back. Go back and be sketchy somewhere else. Please. Bye.
Bye.
The Fashion Daddies is created and hosted by David Paul and Nick Varios. It's produced, edited, sound mixed, and scenic designed by David Paul. I'm just here to entertain.